Penn State continues to boast a stout defense. Jason Cabinda, one of the big reasons why. 14 tackles, 2 sacks, including the one that sealed the victory. Also had a fumble recovery in the win over Army. Jason joins us now from our studio in State College. And Jason, take us through, if you would, the last play. It really came down to one last play, and you were able to come through and get you guys the win. Take us through it.
Yeah, I mean, they were driving down the field at that point. We kind of knew the game was on us. The clock was winding down, so if they scored. We knew we wouldn't have a lot of time to kind of come back with a score of our own. On that play, I believe it was a fake toss. It was a play-action pass. We called the blitz. It was a bit delayed. I was able to get through the line there, burst through, and I was able to get him to the ground and kind of seal the deal for us. So that was awesome.
Linebacker, you're the starting middle linebacker as a sophomore. What does that mean to you?
It means everything. Just through recruitment, it's one of the biggest reasons why I decided to come to Penn State. It was kind of that linebacker U tradition, and all those guys, Puz, Dan Connors, the Hodges, the Moudys, and all those guys. Definitely had a big impact on my recruitment and kind of what Penn State would be able to do for me to make me reach my potential as a linebacker.
Injuries have been a huge story on this team, particularly with the linebackers. Naeem Wortman-White is the most obvious one, but you've been banged up with a number of guys. How has that impacted your role?
I think it's not only impacted my role, but a lot of guys' roles. And in terms of Naeem, in our linebacker unit, just meant that guys kind of have to step up. After I made the switch to the Mike linebacker, that leadership aspect and the vocal aspect is very huge, and communicating is very huge. And I think in general, just a team with a lot of guys being banged up, we've embraced the next man up mentality on this team of not having a drop off between a second string or a third string guy coming in and getting significant time, which I think has done a great amount of confidence for our team in general when guys go down with injuries.
I assume you saw Coach Franklin's meeting with the media after the Army game. What did you think of what he had to say?
I agree with him, 100%. We're all on the same boat. We're very positive here. I don't think we believe really in, moral victories or moral losses. A win is a win, whether it's by 1 or whether it's by 21. At the end of the day, our goals would be 1-0 that week. We were able to do that and made enough plays to be 1-0 that week. Now moving on to Indiana, kind of go into our Big Ten play stretch here, and we're going to do everything in our power every single week to get better and to be 1-0 at the end of the week. So I absolutely agree with everything that Coach Franklin said.
I want to get into some personal stuff with you. Your mom's story is so intriguing to me. Came here from Cameroon, a single mom, teaches English as a second language. She has a book coming out, I know. Introduce people to her story.
Yeah, my mom's story is interesting. My family in general, born in Cameroon, everyone really in my family, including my sisters except for me, I was conceived in Cameroon and was born here in California. They moved over here just so we can have better opportunities. And for me, my mom has sacrificed absolutely everything. All her family's back in Cameroon. She's been working multiple jobs all her life to make sure she had a roof over our heads. She's done so much for me. Driving me from practice to practice between sports, lacrosse, basketball, football, tournaments all over, the Northeast. She's really done it all and has really been sacrificing all this time. And I think her book kind of deals with that, single-parent home and kind of how to deal with stuff and refocusing, rebuilding, and all that kind of stuff. And she's my rock. She's really done everything for me. Really couldn't complain. She's got me to where I am today. It sounds cliche that I wouldn't be able to do anything without her, but it's the absolute truth. So thankful for her and what she's done for me.
What's the biggest message of her story?
The biggest message for her story? I would just say, to persevere. At the end of the day, it all pays off at the end of the day, and that's kind of what I've learned from her. She's been breaking her back with 2 jobs, all day. Working at the high school in the morning and then teaching college classes at night, all day long, really. She's done so much. So for her, I think the word that would really epitomize her would be persevere. Because right now, as she's seeing me, kind of be successful now, she's really happy, and it's kind of paying off for her.
You're an economics major. I know, obviously, you want to play football for as long as you can, but ultimately, what are your goals?
Ultimately, you know, going into economics, kind of that finance deal, is to work on Wall Street. I think Wall Street is kind of something that's I've always wanted to do. You know, obviously the money aspect, but I think it's a place where I could be very successful. I feel that my personality, you know, I'm very good with people. I've always been a good talker, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, people tell me that all the time. So Wall Street's definitely something I want to do down the road after my football career is over.
Well, first things first, studies and Indiana, I know, on the agenda for you this week. Jason Cabinda, thanks a lot for your time. A real pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity.